Alright, we did a little bit of work off camera, but we basically just removed the floorboards for a separate video. We also made this a little bit harder on ourselves. The battery on the Milwaukee split, again, second battery I've been through. So basically it forces it to come closer this way, and it forces these grooves to kind of find their spot. Are you kidding me? That is the second Milwaukee battery I've had to do that.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And I don't think they're gonna warranty it. I sent them both in. I've sent them both in twice now, and they're trying to not warranty that for me, which really sucks because, I mean, I wasn't abusing them at all, but whatever. I'll be picking up some new batteries here soon, but until then, I finally broke down and bought a breaker bar. I have never bought one. I always used just like a copper pipe or something laying around and broke it with that, but now we have an actual cobalt breaker bar. Hopefully worked out pretty well for us, but first we're gonna have to unscrew the axle nut because we have to pull the old end part of the axle off in order to get the new Demon on. So let's go ahead and jump in and do that. Alright, so I went ahead and loosened this for the sake of timing for the video, but so now we're just gonna unscrew this the rest of the way. The breaker bar did in fact work perfectly. It took a little bit of jumping on the end to get it off, but it did come off. So we're just gonna, I think we can undo it by hand now. Alright. And the factory ones, I believe, are a 27 millimeter, and then the new ones are going to be bigger. The new one is actually a 1 3/16. Get out of here. Alright, the next step we're going to do is going to be trying to slide this axle actually in there. It's best to do it straight on, especially with these dual plunging ones, because it is so much harder to get these in. Alright. Make sure you're perfectly lined up here. And then right like that. And that's how you set this axle in place. A little bit more difficult than an OEM axle in my opinion, but still a pretty straightforward process overall. So we're gonna have to actually pull off this lower control arm. There's supposed to be a way where you can do it without dropping the control arm off, but I have not found one off. I'm sorry, the swing arm off, but I have not found a way. We're gonna get to this. I believe it is a 22 mil, and then it's a long bar going between, so what I'm gonna have to do is have somebody hold on the other side, and then I'm gonna have to be torquing it on this side, and then we're gonna beat out that rod. Alright, I'm a bit tool poor, so we're going to be using this to try to get it out. Should fit just fine, goes up to 25, and I think it is going to fit, and it is spinning, so we are set on that. Just get this thing off. Alright, so I've now gotten it to the point where this is now not flush. The nut is a little bit past where the bar is. So I can now hit this nut. I'm going to use a sledgehammer because that's all I got. But we're going to hit this nut and try to knock it through. But first, I'm going to have to change up where I am mounting to keep this thing held up. Because as of right now, it is held up by these control arms, so I'm going to actually kick that over to the frame. I have to grab a buddy for that though. Alright, so this nut right here is what we're about to hit. Make sure to miss this plastic. I'm just going to kind of tap it through. Like that. Alright, so I've got another piece over on the other side now, holding it in place. So now when I spin it, the nut's actually coming off. Fell off on the other side. Alright, I think I've got it right now. Shouldn't slip anymore. And yet it does. It's not. Why is it slipping? Because this is holding on. That bucket right there is what's holding this entire four-wheel ride. I might have made a mistake. I need a floor jack really bad. If somebody wants to donate that, I would really appreciate that one. Okay, we got the jack out of the truck, just a little bottle jack, hoping it's gonna be tall enough to lift this thing up. Slowly working my way around. What does it bounce against, you might ask? The answer is my foot. Okay. Alright. Crisis averted. Glad it was a light machine like a Renegade 1000, not a heavy machine like a Honda 300 or something like I'm used to. This is so much better. It seems not very stable. Make a purchase at Arkansas Mud Kings down below. We have all sorts of Arkansas Mud King products. Please buy products so that I can buy jack stands and a actual floor jack. That would be greatly appreciated. Alright, now we're gonna unbolt the shock mount. It is a 15 mil. Okay, and we're gonna remove swing arm, which is also 15. Slide this up and out. Alright, just kind of beat it through this way, and then let's see if we can pull it out. I'm going to tie it this time, see if that didn't work better. If I can get it to stay hooked to the sledgehammer, this should work right here. I got it. I can now completely remove this. That one bolt. Now it's completely free. Now you sit at home and cry for a while. Alright, you now see that this is completely loose. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take this and put the axle in first. So that's the whole reason we had to pull it apart. So get the axle in there, just like that. And then try to get the end of that back up into there. Right back up into there. Just like that. Have to work a little more on getting it lined up. Alright. So now we have the A-arm back into place. We're going to slide that rod we just launched across the garage back into place. Get everything back together. The rest of it is just putting it back together. I'll just kind of do a time lapse and we'll do that as the outro. Alright, and again, thank you for checking out the channel. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to watch me get hurt a lot more working on this four-wheeler. Man, we're just hoping to get this thing up and going. I'm still waiting on parts, and again, still waiting on money. We have wheel adapters on the way now, and so we will be putting those 33s on. Again, we have Ridge Runner 338. I'll throw him up here, and I'm gonna have him build me some custom floorboards. He's opening up a shop, and so he's working on four-wheelers all the time now, so be sure to check that dude's channel out. He's helped me out a ton. And then we're going to be finishing up here for now. We've got a bunch of power adders and stuff like that coming, clutches that I'm gonna have to order, and just really get this thing underway. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my website down below as well, and try to sponsor me some new floor jacks because today was sketchy. So I'll throw you on that time lapse and let's go to the outro.